Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the next NBC Game of the Week Inside Pitch 1975 season. And 75 season is being simmed in the other games that aren't played on Saturdays with replay baseball. So let me check my settings to make sure everything's showing up pretty decent. I think I've got it showing up pretty well. I might even be able to lower it just a touch to get a little closer. We'll see. Hello, Tim. How are you doing? I'm going to try to get this thing a little closer if I can, but not lose the peripherals. I guess that's about the best I'm going to be able to do with it. So we are at Three Rivers Stadium. This game was played on Saturday, August the 23rd, 1975. And pitching matchup for the game is going to be Bruce Kison for the Pirates and Don Gullett for the Cincinnati Reds. And it's a much more important game for the Pirates than it is for the Reds based on the standings. Hello, Joel. How you doing? And this is courtesy of Replay Baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates now have dropped a half game behind Philadelphia, so they need to win to stay pace with the Phillies. The Reds have a 7-game lead on the Dodgers and the Giants, so most likely that's going to hold up. Although if you look at the last 10, all three of those teams are 8-2 in their last 10 games. So the Reds can't pull away but so much because the Giants and the Dodgers are hanging in there. But the Phillies have won 2 in a row. The Pirates have lost 2 in a row, and so for coming into this game, so that's why they've lost the lead. And you can't discount St. Louis. They're only 5.5 out. So if you sleep on St. Louis, they could possibly break through as well. The American League, Kansas City is trailing Oakland by the 5 games. The American League East has a dogfight between 3 teams, Baltimore, the Yankees, and Boston, all within a half a game of each other. Boston has 1 more loss than the Orioles and the Yankees together. Next Saturday's game will be Kansas City at the Yankees. So another important game for the pennant race. So that'll be next week's game. Hello, RJL. How are you doing? All right. So with those preambles out of the way, I think we're just about ready to get going. Bruce Kison finishing up his warm-up tosses, and Pete Rose will lead things off for the Cincinnati Reds. We have the Pittsburgh colored dice. Since Pittsburgh is the home team, they get the dice of choice. So we have our Pittsburgh Pirate dice. And actually it's interesting because Inside Pitch has the Pirates in this bright yellow, but in 75 the Pirates were still using that old gold, which is why on the lineup board I have them more in the old gold lettering instead of the bright yellow, because technically they were in the old gold. They didn't switch to the bright yellow until I believe 77 is when they switched to that. But that's okay, it's close enough. All right, we're ready to go. Bruce Kison against Pete Rose. 3-3, and that is a range play on the very first play of the game. So go to Pete Rose for the range check. Go to 1-1. It's a ground ball to third. That's not good news for the Pirates because Richie Hebner, believe it or not, not sure why he's rated so poorly, but he's only a 1 range. So he must have had some very bad range in 75. But he's a 1. So the only way he gets to this is on a 1. And he cannot. It's going to get by him. And as a matter of fact, could get through for a double. It does not. It's just a plain single. So Pete Rose with a leadoff single as he sneaks it past Richie Hebner, and it's a leadoff single for Pete Rose. His attempt is, he had no stolen bases on the season, so he has no attempt. Will roll for the strategy on Kison for potential balk or a pickoff, and there is nothing going on there. So Pete Rose will stand fast. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Yeah, RJL, if you look at, and Kenyon, how you doing? RJL, if you look at the line score of the real game, the Reds scored 8 runs in the 5th inning, mainly due to a Rennie Stennett error, because 7 of those runs were unearned, I believe. But it opened up the floodgate, and Cincinnati never looked back after that. But 8 runs, I believe, was in the 5th inning, and most of them were unearned because of the error on Stennett. Hello, Jimmy Jam. How are you doing? Brian D. I hadn't said hello. All right, Kison to Griffey, infield halfway for the double play. 2-4, and that's a potential wild pitch. That's an 11. It'll be a potential pass ball. Pass ball rating for Duffy Dyer is a 4. he's got a 4. So if we roll a 5 or a 6, it'll be a pass ball. Anything else, it will be a block. And he's going to block it. So no pass ball there. It'll stay just ball 1. Hopefully everything is still in place. I don't know. My little computer glitched on me, so let me check something here and make sure I've got what I want to hit here. Yeah, it flipped to 480p on me for some reason instead of 1080. I don't know why, but whatever. Okay, Kison to Griffey, 1-0 count. 6-1, he's not tired, so there's no single there. Griffey, 5-5, it's a single to left field. There is a single there. So with Pittsburgh in the field, a single to left going first to third is a -1. Pete Rose runs at a 3, so he needs a 2 or less, 1 or 2 to make it to third base. 4 he's going to have to hold. So runners are now at first and second with nobody out. Is back-to-back singles to start the game off of Kison, and that'll bring up little Joe Morgan. Infield is at double play depth, but Morgan does not hit into very many double plays, so not sure if they're going to be able to get that. Hello, Ken. How are you doing? Strategy roll for Kison for a balk or pickoff. And there's no 20, so nothing to worry about there. Kison to Morgan, 6-6. That's a blank to a lefty, so no strikeout there. Morgan will swing. 6-4, and he's going to single to right field. So again, another base hit. Single to right, score from second. There's a 0 effect. So Pete Rose, who runs at a 3, will score on a 1, 2, or 3. 4, 5, he's got a hold. 6, somebody might be out. To 4, he's got a hold. So the bases are now loaded. 3 consecutive singles off of Bruce Kison to start the ball game, and the bases are loaded for Johnny Bench. And it could get from bad to worse for Bruce Kison. And I believe Ken Brett in the real game pitched 4 innings of relief, so if they have to go to long reliever, Ken Brett's probably the guy that's going to do it. Right now, Kison's in trouble. They're at double play depth. They need the outs. Kison, 6-2, range play. They are at double play depth, so the infielders will drop 1 on their range. 2-1 is a ground ball back to Kison. He is a 5, and his range does not change based on what the infield does because he doesn't change. So it's a 1 to 5 to get to this. And he does. Let's see if there's a potential double play. His is a 2, but when it goes to the pitcher, you lose 1. So, well, let's see. What do you think, RJL? The infield's double play depth, but it's hit back to the pitcher. Wouldn't they normally go to the plate for the force and then go to first for a potential double play instead of going to second? I'm thinking the throw should go home first to get the force and then see if it's a double play that way on a 1-2-3 double play as opposed to a 1-4-3 double play. What say you, RJL? Does that make sense? Or? Oh, let's go to second to first. Okay. All right, so we're going to second to first then. And again, it's 2, -1 for the pitcher, makes him a 1, but they are halfway, brings it back to a 2. The pivot is the second baseman, and that is Stennett. He's a 0. So a 1 or a 2, it's a double play. It's a 4, so they won't get the double play. They'll get the force. The run will score. Runners are now on the corners, but the Reds are ahead 1-0. Morgan is forced at the second base 1-4. Bench reaches. Griffey goes to third, and Pete Rose will score to put the Reds up 1-0. Now 1 out in the top of the first. Bench has an attempt of 2. -1 from Kison is a 1. So nothing happening there. So Tony Perez steps to the plate. Good double play candidate. He's got a 3 there, so they're looking to turn the double play. Kison, 6-3 is a potential walk, and he will walk him, so that'll load the bases again. So once again, bases are full of Reds, and Kison is having a nightmare inning to start the ball game. Because now coming up is the big, powerful George Foster. That Reds lineup, 75 Reds, they just keep coming at you. Kison, strategy roll, nothing happening. Infield again, looking for the double play. 6-5 and a wild pitch chance, and he will uncork the wild pitch. and that will score the run and take the double play out of the order. And now the infield's going to have to come in. Scoring is Griffey on the wild pitch by Kison. Going to third is Bench, and going to second is Perez on that wild pitch. So runners are at second and third. It's 2-0 already with only one out. The infield's going to have to come in. They have no choice. Nothing on the strategy. Kison, 2-2 is a blank. We go to Foster with the infield in. 4-4 is a ground ball to short. The runner on third is Bench. With the infield in, he drops to a 1, so they will hold Bench there. The throw will go to first base, and that'll be out number 2. Bench not going to try it. With a 1, he wouldn't have much luck there. He would have 1 or a 6 would be the only chance he would have to score. So they're going to hold him there. Out number 2. Okay, well, it's too late now, RKL. And with the wild pitch, I don't think it would have mattered anyway. So, all right, so Kison now facing Geronimo. First base is open. Darrell Cheney is on deck, a much less hitter than Geronimo. But, boy, if you walk him, then he's already walked one batter and threw a wild pitch, so his control is not exactly impeccable. Strategy roll. They're going to go ahead and pitch to Geronimo. Infield back. Kison 5-2. That's a walk chance. He might walk him unintentionally. He walks in an 8. Stadium takes away 2, so there's no walk there. So Geronimo will swing. 3-1. He's going to single to left field, so maybe we should have walked him. That's a base hit to left. We know the runner on third Bench will score. The question is, will Perez score? On a single to left from second base, you add 2. So the run rating of Perez is a 2. We add 2 to it to make it a 4. A 1 to 4, and Foster will score. And he does. And since it's a 1, Geronimo's got a chance to move up on the base hit, but he cannot. So Geronimo stays at first, but it's a 2-run single for Cesar Geronimo. And the Reds now lead it 4-0 on the 2-run single by Geronimo. 4-0. And Kison might be looking at an early shower. Geronimo attempt is a 2. Nothing happening, so Geronimo will stay put. And the shortstop, Darrell Cheney. Concepcion must be injured at this time because he's not on the roster. Kison, 4-2. That's a walk chance, and he will walk him. So Cheney will draw the walk. And the Reds are going to send 9 to the plate. Gullett will get to swing before he pitches. How often does that happen for a pitcher to get the bat before he pitches? Well, that's exactly what's going on. As Gullett is not a bad hitter, 226 hitter, so definitely not a gimme by any means. Kison, 1-2. It's a walk plus. He's a 3. The -2 makes him a 1. The plus is an 11, but that's a 12. So no walk. Kison escapes the walk chance. Gullett will swing, though. 5-2 is going to ground to second. The inning is finally over as Stennett throws to first for the out, but all 9 come to the plate and 4 of them score. It's a Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning, and it's 4-0 Reds after half an inning of play. And Don Gullett, rare occasion, got to hit before he had to pitch. That doesn't happen very often. But they don't call Pittsburgh the lumber company for nothing, so. But it's a tough task against Mr. Gullett, who was a 15-4 with a 2.42 ERA. So they could be in for a long day, could the Pirates. But Frank Tavares will try to start him out. 5-5, ball 1 on the wild pitch. Try again. 3-5. That's a potential error on a throw. Tavares, 2-1, ground ball to short, potential error on that throw to short. And the error rating on Cheney is a 10. That's a 14, so Cheney will make the play. 6-3, no error as Cheney was up to the task and takes care of Mr. Tavares, 1 away. Gullett, 2-4, walk chance, 11 too high. Go to Stennett. 2-2, and that's a single past first base for Rennie Stennett. got that split chance against the lefty. It's a base hit, so Stennett will be on there. Now, down 4-0, you wouldn't think he would run, particularly since Johnny Bench is a -1 arm. But we'll see. He's got an attempt of 1. We think Stennett would have had more stolen bases than that, but 1 attempt, -2 from Gullett. He can't get a jump, so there's not even worth checking about it because Gullett holds him on pretty tight. Not going to be many stolen bases against this combination of Gullett and Bench. So here's Al Oliver. We'll roll for the strategy on kickoff. Nothing happening. So Al Oliver. Gullett 5-6. He's not tired, so no single there. We go to Oliver. Infield is double play depth. 3-5, and that's a question mark 7 against the lefty. Goes to 18. That's a 10. That's a double to left field for Al Oliver. Double to left, and for the Reds, on a double to left to score, it's a -2. So if the Stennett runs at a 4, so -2 would be a 2. 1-2 he scores. He does not. He's got to hold at third base. So the Pirates, trying to rally now, have runners at second and third with only 1 out. And Bob Robertson stepping to the plate again. Stargell injured during this time of the season as well. So Bob Robertson trying to fill the void. Does very well against left-handed pitching. A lot of, you look at his splits, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit chances against lefties that he does not have against righties. That would be out against righties. Plus the question mark result got a whole lot better up here. So he definitely clubs left-handers pretty well. So I like the way this card is split. Imagine if that was a cookie cutter card, how tragic that would be. So here's Gullett with the strategy roll. Nothing happening. Infield is back for the Reds. They'll give it a run to get the out. 5-6. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Robertson. 5-4, and that's a pop up to short. Boy, what a bad break that was for the Buccos. A pop up to short is going to leave everybody right where they are, and that is out number 2 for a young Richie Zisk. Power hitting Richie Zisk. Also does well against lefties. Strategy roll one more time. Nothing happening. Gullett now. Let's move this over here a little bit. Get away from Gullett's card. Gullett. 2-2. Strikeout chance 15. Will not get him. Let's go to Zisk. 4-4. It's a liner to second, snagged by Morgan, and the Pirates leave 2 on base. What an unfortunate turn of events for the Buccos as they leave 2 runners in scoring position. At the end of 1 inning to play, it is Cincinnati 4 and the Pirates nothing. Kison thought he was going to get some run support, but did not happen. And we're back to the top of the order for Pete Rose as the Reds sent all 9 to the plate in the first inning. Pete Rose singled and scored his first time up. 2-3, strikeout chance, and he got him. So Pete Rose doesn't strike out much, but we get a 1 there. Kind of hard to stop it. So maybe Kison has found his groove in the second inning. We shall see. 3-1, possible error. Go to Griffey. 3-4, that's a single to center field. That's a 1. That will be an error on the center fielder, Al Oliver. He's a 4. That's a 1. So it's going to be a single plus an error, and that will put the runner at second base. So Griffey will take second on the E8. So it's a single plus an E8. The Pirates are just falling apart in this one. Griffey is aboard. Joe Morgan is your batter with 1 out and runner at second. Strategy roll and 2, nothing happening. I don't think it is. Nope, Griffey's attempt is only a 3, so actually a 2 there, and you cut it in half, makes a 1. So Kison 3-5. That's the ballpark card. Going to Three River Stadium for the first time. For little Joe, 2-3. It's a star 3, and that is a ground ball to third. For out number 2, the question is, can Griffey take? And I forgot to get my charts out. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to get my base running charts. Let me grab those real quick. Got them handy right here. All right, on a ground ball to third, have to roll a 6 for him to advance. That's the only way he does it. He does not, so he got to hold. So Griffey holds, 2 down. And let's try Johnny Bench at the plate. Nope, nothing going on with strategy. Kison at the bench. 6-6 strikeout chance, 12. We'll get him. He's a 12 plus the 1. There's a 13. That is a 12. So Bench out on strikes in a much better inning for Bruce Kison this time around. So he works around the hit and the error. And for the Reds, they get runner on, but nothing else going on. Go to the bottom of the second, 4-0. In favor of Cincinnati. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's 1 and 1. And this is 2 and 2. All right. So Dave Parker, the Cobra, borderline Hall of Famer, steps to the plate. And in my mind, he's more of a Hall of Famer than Harold Baines is, but that's just my opinion. Gullett, 4-3. That's a range play. Parker, 2-3 is a pop to third. We're checking Pete Rose. Pete Rose's range is only a 1. So Pete Rose, remember this is the first year he moved over to third base, so his range is only a 1. So can he get it? He cannot. So let's see, is that a foul, or let's check the pop third failed range check. Failed range, where are you? Failed successful range on a pop to third. Says it's an S5, so that's what we're going with. Single. Single for Parker. Although you think on a pop-up like that, being that high up in the air, you think the runner would have gone to second. Maybe he was low from you, I don't know. All right, strategy roll. Nothing happening. Parker's attempt was only a 2. -2 from Gullett was a 0, so nothing going on there. Here's Richie Hebner. 6-4, that's a walk chance. 14 is too high, so we go to Hebner. 5-4, and against a left-hander, that is a ground ball to first. Ground ball to first, potential double play. You don't get the boost for being halfway, so he's a 2. And the pivot at shortstop is Cheney, he's a 0. So 1 to 2 is a double play. And they turn it. How about that? So they turn the double play. 3-6-3. 2 quick outs. And that's the kind of day it's been for Pittsburgh so far. Here's Duffy Dyer. Or want to go the way this game is going, maybe Duffy Dyer Straits, because Pittsburgh is in dire straits right now. 4-1 hit by pitch. He's a 5. That's a -4, so that's no hit by pitch. Concepcion deferred. He's not on the roster at this particular point in time. Let's see, Gullett. Or Dyer rather. 1-4 ground ball to first. That's going to end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down. This time go the Pirates. Actually, not 3 up and 3 down. They did get a hit, but the double play erased all that. Made it look like 3 up and 3 down. And after 2 complete, it's still 4-0 Cincinnati. And tough Tony Perez will lead things off. Walked and scored his first chance. Top of the third, 4-0 Reds. Those 4 runs in the first still holding up pretty well. 3-6 strikeout chance, 11. We'll get him. He's a 13 plus 1's a 14, so that fits. And Tony Perez out on strikes. So Kison seems to have righted the ship, but might be too little too late. Although an inside pitch, as RJL would say, no lead is safe. Kison, 6-3 is a walk chance, but that's a 17, so no walk there. Go to Foster. 4-1 is going to single to right field. So George Foster, a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Geronimo. Foster with an attempt of 0 because of the 1 and the -1. So nothing going on there. We'll roll for the walk or pickoff. But no 20, so nothing going on. And here's Geronimo. A big 2-run single is last time up. Kison, 3-1, possible error. That's all Kison needs is an error. Geronimo, 5-4. And that's going to be a single past second base. There is no error on the play. It is going to be a single, though. You know, on an S4 to get from first to third, all you need is a 3 or better, and the base runner Foster is a 4, so he will make it to third very easily. Runners are on the corners with only one out, and Darrell Cheney the batter. Kison now in definite trouble, and Kison is leading off the next inning, so they at least like to get him through the inning if they could. But Ken Brett is loosening the bullpen, just in case. And despite the pleas from RJL, we could see a double switch. All right, here's Cheney. Nothing happening on the strategy. Infield looking for the double play. 6-6, that's a blank to a lefty. I always thought Cheney was a switch hitter, but this is saying he's a lefty. I thought he was a switch hitter. So maybe in 75 he didn't switch hit, but I was almost positive Darrell Cheney was a switch hitter. But maybe somebody can look that up for me. I don't know. So anyway, here's Cheney. 2-5, and that's a star 5, which is a fly to center field. Out number 2, but is it a sacrifice fly? His sacrifice fly rating is a 1. You're not going to get it there. Let's check the runner. The runner Foster is a 4. The outfielder arm Oliver is a 0. I'm sorry, it's a +1, so it's a 1 to 5. Anything other than a 6, he will make it. It's a 6, so possible out here, or you might have to hold one or the other. It's a 6, and the +1 arm means a 1 to 2. We go to that third die roll. 3 or higher, he just holds, and he will just hold. So not able to get the jump there for out number 2, and that'll bring up Gullett, the pitcher. So Kison looking to get out of this. Okay, thank you for checking that, RJL, because I knew I'd seen him at some point as a switch hitter. Maybe he gave it up at some point. I don't know. All right, Kison, bad you roll. Nothing happening. Gullett, even though he pitches lefty, he bats righty. So keep that in mind. 6-1. He's not tired, so no single there. Go to Gullett, 4-3. It's a single there, though. S6 right there, plain in black and white. RBI single for Don Gullett. He's doing it all, pitching and hitting. Reds now lead at 5-0. Question is, can Geronimo make it to third base? On an S6, with 2 outs, his run rating now becomes a 5, so I'm pretty sure he makes it. And he does. He needed a 5, and he's got it. So first and third now with 2 down on the RBI single from Don Gullett. And that brings up Pete Rose. 5-0 Reds. Oh, about 99. Wow. That's way up there. Probably telling those in heaven to get their dogs spayed or neutered. All right. Kison, strategy roll. 1, nothing happening. Nobody's going to steal home, and Gullett's certainly not going to try to steal. He has no attempt for that. Kison. 3-3 is a range play. 5-5 is a star 5, which is a fly to center. So we're checking Al Oliver the range. It's a huge range play for Al Oliver. Oliver is a 3, and he makes it. Boy, that saved a run for sure, possibly 2. But Rose flies to center to end the inning. But for the Reds, they get a run, 3 hits and 2 left. So actually, Kison fortunate to only allow the 1 run. It's 5-0 Cincinnati as we go to the bottom of the third. And that's going to be it for Kison. He is set to lead off this inning, so he will be called back for a pinch hitter. And we're going to have Ken Brett. Ken Brett will be the new pitcher for the Pirates in the 4th inning. So Brett will be that new pitcher, but we need a pinch hitter first of all for Kison. And we'll figure out who that's going to be. Presumably a right-hander. Let's see who they want to go to here. They're going to go to Bill Robinson. Probably the best they have off the bench. Try to get something started. So Bill Robinson will pinch hit in the 3rd inning. Boy, don't expect that to happen very often. Kison went 3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Boy, just a rough outing all the way around. So Gullett will be facing the pinch hitter Bill Robinson. Gullett to Robinson. 6-1's a blank. We go to Robinson's card. He does well against lefties in certain areas. Got a lot of splits on his card. 6-3, although this time he's got a reverse split, and against a lefty he actually grounds to Pete Rose instead of singling by him. So kind of a schizophrenic card here. Does better against righties apparently with singles, but does better against lefties with doubles, but better against righties with triples. So kind of interesting there. I don't have to look at his numbers and see what he did against each side of each hand in this, because that's kind of a schizophrenic card. But that's just the way it is. All right, so Frank Tavares, different Frank. 5-2, and that's a possible error. 2-6 ground, star 6 is a fly to right field. That's Ken Griffey. That's a 2, but that's an even number, so it has to be odd to be an error on the outfielder. So with the even number, that is just going to be an out. So Griffey saved by that roll. He is an E8, but since that's an even number, he will make the catch. Stennett now, with 2 down, the base is clear. 3-2, and that is a strikeout plus, and he got him. So 1-2-3 go the Pirates. Oh no, man, that's what am I talking about? Yeah, 1-2-3 goes the Pirates on the strikeout. Three up and 3 down, and we go to the 4th. It's 5-0. 5-0, Cincinnati. Ken Brett is your new pitcher. He can face 8 batters before tiring, so he should at least be able to go 2 innings, if not more. All right, here is Ken Griffey against Brett, lefty on lefty. 5-4, that's the ballpark card going to Three River Stadium. 3-3, it's a ground ball to short. Tavares handles it, 1 away. And Griffey is out of there for the first time. He was 2 for 2 until that point. Joe Morgan, the batter. 6-1, strikeout chance too high for that. Morgan will swing. 4-5, and that's a star 2, which is a fly to center. Al Oliver puts it away. 2 up and 2 down. Now that brings up Johnny Bench. He's one of the few Reds without a hit. Reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Brett 3-3, blank to a righty. To the bench. 3-4, ground ball to third, and 1-2-3 inning for Ken Brett. Welcome sight for the Pirates and Danny Murtaugh by getting those 3 up and 3 down. That means Brett has better chance of maybe going 3 innings in this game to save the bullpen. So Al Oliver will lead off the bottom of the 4th. He doubled his first time up. Gullett 6-2 is double question mark pitcher result. 1-18 is an out. That's an 8, so it will be an out. And it's going to be a fly to left field. George Foster will put it away, 1 down. And it brings up Bob Robertson. 6-6 strikeout chance, and he got him, 2 down. So Gullett just cruising along. Here's Richie Zisk. 1-5, and against a right-hander, there's a potential walk. That's a 20, so nothing happening there. Zisk 1-5 flies to Foster, and that's going to end the inning. So a quick 3 up and 3 down. Turned in by Gullett, and we go to the 5th. It's still 5-0 Cincinnati. Seemingly large and in charge because Gullett just seems to be untouchable right now. But we shall see. There's still 5 innings remaining, so barely half the game has been played, so anything is liable to happen. Particularly when we get into the bullpens, you never know what might happen. 4-6 is a walk chance. 13 will not walk him. He's a 14, but the stadium takes away 2, makes it a 12, and that 13 misses. So Brett not gonna walk Perez thanks to Three River Stadium. Perez 4-4 ends up flying to right field, and Parker puts it away, one down for George Foster. 2-2 is a blank. Go to Foster. Whoop, the yellow die didn't make it through. Let's re-roll all that. 2-2 is a ground ball to short. Tavares all over it. 2 down. And Ken Brett is doing very well for himself. Here's Geronimo. 1-6 strikeout chance. Got him. So another 1-2-3 inning for Ken Brett. He has faced 6 and retired 6. So he's definitely going to be able to go 3 innings. Unless they get to a spot in the order to pinch hit, and then they may have to make that move at that point. Because he is set to bat 4th this inning. So if anybody reaches, they will probably pinch hit for him. Hello, Chuck. How you doing? Here's Parker. Singled and was raced on a double play his first chance. 2-5 strikeout chance. 15 too much. Go to Gullett. I'll go to Parker rather. 1-6 is going to fly to left. Foster is there. 1 down for Richie Hebner. Pirates used quite a few lefties in the starting lineup, so didn't seem to want to play the platoon thing that much. 4-3 is a strikeout chance, and 9 is not going to get him. So go to Hebner. 2-1, star 2 is another fly to left. Boy, Foster has made 4 of the last 5 putouts. They had 2 putouts in the 4th inning, and now the first 2 putouts here in the 5th. The only thing that wasn't like that was a Bob Robertson strikeout. Gullett, 5-1, strikeout chance, 7, got him. So another easy 1-2-3 inning for Gullett. And in fact, Gullett has retired ever since Parker got the single. He's retired everybody else. 3, 6, 9, 11 in a row retired by Don Gullett. Going all the way back to the 2nd inning. So since they didn't get to the pitcher spot, Ken Brett will come out for that 3rd inning of pitching. He's faced 6 batters. He can face 8. So it will get tired this inning, but they're gonna, since it's set to lead off next inning, they really want to get him through the inning if possible. Brett, 4-4. Pitcher result. Cheney a lefty, 1-6. It doesn't matter, it's an 18, so nothing happening there. 2-6. That's a single to left field. So Cheney gets himself a base hit. Of course, he has a cookie cutter card being left-handed, so they probably didn't let him face too many lefties, but he gets a base hit here on his generic card. But he only had 160 at bats, so you know, I guess we can live with that. Got to put the 0 here for the Pirates. Strategy rolls now off because the difference is 5 and there's only 4 innings left, so no strategy roll to worry about. Gullett up 5-0. He's a good hitter. He's not going to bunt. They're going to let him swing away. 3-6 is a walk chance. 17 too much. Go to Gullett. 6-4 is going to fly to right field, 1 away. So now he is tired. Brett is tired, but he's trying to get through the inning. But any parentheses roll, he will have to come out automatically. 6-2, and against Rose, that's a blank. 3-3, it's a ground ball to second, possible double play. Rose is a 3, 0, halfway makes it a 4. The pivot is the shortstop, Tavares, he's a 0. So 1-4, and we got a double play. And we do not, so it's going to be a force out where Cheney is out. It's going to go 4-6. The fielder's choice with Pete Rose reaching and holding at first base. So 2 down for Ken Griffey. Again, Brett is tired, but trying to make it through the inning, or make it through the, to get to the this hitting spot. Hello to Scunny, how you doing? To Scooney, I'm not sure how to pronounce. Brett 5-5, walk plus 13 will definitely walk Griffey, and now Joe Morgan is up. And this is the last batter Brett's going to be able to face because you got the righty Johnny Bench coming up next. But they're going to let him pitch to Morgan and see if they can get out of it. He will pitch to Morgan with 2 on and 2 out. Brett 6-2, and he got him on automatic out on that star line. And it's going to be a fly to center, put away out there by Oliver, and that's going to end the inning. That's going to do it for Brett. Ken Brett pitches 3 shutout innings of relief. Can't ask for anything more than that. In fact, he only allowed 1 hit. 1 hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts and no runs in those 3 innings. So stellar work there to save the bullpen. And now he will exit as the pitcher spot is due to lead off this inning against Don Gullett. And coming up to pinch hit for the Buccos will be, boy, they don't have a whole lot on the bench. They got Manny Sanguin, he's the best they have, but they want to save him when his people on base. So they're going to go to Art Howe. Only a 171 hitter, but it's the best right-hander remaining. Could cheat and go with Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick is a lefty, but he's a cookie cutter with a 236 average, so I'm not going to cheat and do that. I'm going to play it the way I think Danny Murtaugh would play it, and that is to use Art Howe. In fact, I don't even have Sanguin written in my thing. I don't know why. He should be there. I skipped him on my little board there. I don't know why, but Sanguin is on the bench. So that was a little snafu on my part. All right, Gullett to Howe. 3-1's a range play. 3-5, that's a question mark. 8 to a lefty goes to 12. That's an 8. That's a double to left field, a double to center field rather. But it's Geronimo's range play. Geronimo's a 4. He could take this double away with a 1 through 4. And he does. So Art Howe gets robbed of a double by Mr. Geronimo. And that's just the kind of day it's been for the Pirates. Fly to center, 1 away, extra base hit, taken away. And here is Taveras. Gullett now has only faced 18 batters. He can face 29, so he's definitely not tired. Gullett, 5-1, strikeout chance 13 too high. We go to Taveras, he's 0 for 2. 1-5, question mark 8. Against the lefty goes to 15. That's a 5, so it's a base hit for Frank Taveras. Frank Taveras, a 1-out single. He gets his first hit of the game. Strategy rolls are off, so no steals or anything like that. It's pretty much conservative base running. Gullett to Stennett. 5-2, possible error. 2-1, and that is a ground ball to second baseman Joe Morgan. His error rating's a 4. That's a 9, so no error. Now we get to check for double play. He's a 3. Halfway is a 4. The pivot at short in Cheney is a 0. So 1 to 4, and we got a double play. And we do. It's going to go 4-6-3 to end the inning. Nicely turned by Morgan, Cheney, and Perez. And 1 hit, but nobody left. We go to the 7th here at Pittsburgh. It's still 5-0 in favor of the Reds, and now the Pirates will need a new pitcher. And they're going to go to a right-hander. And let's see who they want to go to. They're going to go to Larry Demery, a right-hander. Larry Demery. He can face 8 batters. That leaves Justy and Tecolby in the bullpen for the Pirates. The last 2 pitchers remaining. And it'll be Bench, Perez, and Foster, 3 right-handed hitters. Coming up for the Reds here in the top of the 7th of a 5-0 ball game. Demery, 4-6 pitcher result. 1 to 10's an out, but that's a 12, so missed that. Go to Bench. 4-2. It's a double to left field. Boy, Johnny Bench just clubbed one there. A double to left field for Johnny Bench. Leadoff double. And boy, get Ken Brett out of the game, and all of a sudden the Reds are happy and they start hitting again. Leadoff double. Here's Perez. 3-3, strikeout chance, and he got him. So that's out number 1. Big out to get there without having Bench move up. So Bench still at second base with 1 out for George Foster. 1-6, and that's an automatic out on the star line. And that will be a ground ball to second, so the runner Bench will move to third on the 4-3 ground out. Now 2 outs, and Geronimo the batter. Demery to Geronimo. 6-3, it's a blank. Go to Geronimo. 5-3, fly to center field, and that's going to end the inning. So a hit and 1 left on, but nothing else for the Reds. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here we're at Three River Stadium. Score 5-0, Cincinnati. That score is pretty much held up since the first inning. And now, since it's a 7th inning stretch, I will kind of stretch for a second just to get the stiffness out while I've been sitting here for who knows how long. Oh, 46 minutes. That's not too bad. All right, bottom of the 7th we go. Yes, you get to see the Pirates, like the more modern Pirates, against the Astros. I'm sure Steeler fan will be in there for that, to see his beloved Astros, as the Pirates take on the Astros. Joe Musgrove against Ivan Nova. So there might be a supernova in Pittsburgh. You can never tell. Or then again, it could be, well, I won't say it. I was going to say something, but I won't say it. All right. So, Al Oliver will lead things off for the Pirates. 1 for 2. He doubled in the first and flew to left in the 4th. Hello, Joel, if I didn't say hello to you earlier. Gullett, 2-6. And against the lefty, that's a blank. For Al Oliver. 5-3. That's a single to center field. So Al Oliver, 2 for 3. And again, strategy rolls are also no steals or jumps to worry about. No strategy rolls. That gets the game going a little bit faster when you don't have to do those strategy rolls. Pirates have hit into 2 double plays already, though. That's kind of killed the rallies that they've had. Here's Robertson. He's 0 for 2. Popped to short and struck out. 3-2 is a strikeout plus. He's going to strike out again. So Robertson is out of there. On strikes, 1 away for Richie Zisk. Infield is double play depth. Gullett, 1-3. That's a range play at the ballpark. Range play at Three Rivers. 5-6. That's a fly to left field. It's a range of George Foster. Foster's range is a 5. Best you can have. And he makes the play very easily. 2 down. Now we'll bring up Parker. Dave Parker. 1 for 2 with a single and a fly to left. Gullett, 6-1 blank. We go to Parker. 4-6 is going to line it to second. Joe Morgan is right there to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and the man left. We go to the 8th. It's still 5-0 Cincinnati. Larry Demery is back out. And that will be all for Gullett. As we know, Sparky Anderson does not like to have his pitchers pitch complete games, so they're going to cap Gullett at 7 innings and turn it over to their bullpen, as the pitcher spot does come up second this inning. All right, so it's going to be Darrell Chaney to lead it off, and I'm going to figure out who the pinch hitter is going to be. Looks like it's going to be Terry Crowley, the lefty. So Terry Crowley will pick up a bat and hit for the Reds. He's the only lefty on the bench, so they'll go and use him. Terry Crowley will pinch hit for Gullett in the 8th. First things first is Darrell Chaney. 5-0 Reds, top of the 8th. Three River Stadium crowd's been pretty much silent since the first inning. They got ambushed in the first and haven't recovered. 6-5, that's a home run question mark. 12 against a lefty, though, it's going to fail. So we go to Chaney. for 4, and that's a ground ball to second. Stennett is there, 1 away. And now Terry Crowley, the pinch hitter. Crowley. I did some research. In this actual game, Terry Crowley pinch hit twice. They batted around in that 5th inning, and he came up twice. So he did face a lefty. He faced 71 batters in real life. He's had 71 at-bats in real life, 69 against righties, 2 against lefties. One of the lefties was in this game. Because they had such a big lead, they went ahead and let him pinch it. The second time, he faced Ken Brett. But now he's facing a righty. But just interesting that a pinch hitter gets to hit twice in the same game. That's very unusual, but it happened in this game in the 5th inning. So Terry Crowley, I'm sorry, 1 out. But Terry Crowley against Demery. 2-3, and that's a possible error. 4-6, that's a double to right field, and that's a 7. Right fielder error rating is an 8, Parker, so that will be an error. It's a double and a failed error. Double and a failed error. So let's go to the failed error. Failed error check on a D to right field is a number 5. Roll 1 D6 versus the ABR of the runner hitter. If higher than ABR, then runner hitter advances 1 base, otherwise 2 bases. So his BR is only a 1. So unless this is a 1, he will have to stop at third base. If it's a 1, he will come around and score. And he has to stop at third. So the double plus the error, but he only gets the 1 base. So a double plus an E9. And that's the second error on the Pirates in this game. Already an error on, and both of them in the outfield. Al Oliver made an error, and now Dave Parker has made an error. So Crowley's at third base with 1 out, and I believe the Reds will use a pinch runner because Crowley only runs at a 1. So now pinch runner is going to be Ed Armbrister. He's not going to bunt, he's going to run instead. So Armbrister will run for Crowley. So that puts some speed on the bases at third base, which causes the Pirates to bring the infield in because they have to respect that speed. So here's Pete Rose. Oops, like I said, infield is in. Pirates have no other lefties in the pen. Ramon Hernandez is on the injured list at this point. He's normally their lefty reliever or second lefty reliever. They do have Kent DeColby in the bullpen, and I'm wondering if they should go to him right now to try to get out of this. Let's see, what kind of year did DeColby have? He had a much better year, so they're going to make the move. They're going to pull Larry Demery for Kent DeColby. Larry Demery for Kent DeColby. I will not do a double switch. DeColby is just going to try to get out of the inning, and then Justy will have to pitch the 9th. But right now they're going to make the move to the bullpen, bringing in Kent DeColby, try to get Pete Rose, and try to keep things in the infield if possible. So the infield is in, but Armbrister still runs out of 3 with the infield in. So really, 1, 2, 3, or 6, he could still score. So we could see a play at the plate. Yeah, Brian, he's definitely going on a ground ball. That's no question about it. And the Pirates have no choice but to throw home. So, but it might be a fly ball. You never know. DeColby to Rose, 1-1's a walk chance. And after all that debate, Pete Rose walks. 14 minus 2 is a 12, 11 fits. So Pete Rose will draw the walk. Now it does set up a double play for Ken Griffey, but he's not a double play candidate. So the infield will still be in because they just don't think they could turn the double play with only a 1 there for Griffey. So the infield is still in. Try to choke that run off. DeColby, 5-4, strikeout chance, 3 got him. Big strikeout for DeColby. Strikes out Griffey. Now there's 2 away for Joe Morgan. Infield is back to normal depth. And DeColby trying to fend off any particular insurance runs that the Reds might be thinking about. 3-5, and that is an automatic out. Star line on the 3-5, so he's going to do it. And the star line is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So DeColby, yeoman work out of the pen for sure to keep the score at 5-0. So right move there by Murtaugh to do that. Colby is done. He's set to bat third this inning, so he will be out of there. But he did his job. That's all they could ask for. He did his job. So now we go to the bottom of the eighth, and we need a new pitcher for the Reds. And let's see who they're going to go to out of the bullpen. They are going to go to right-hander Clay Carroll. Clay Carroll in the bullpen, or coming in from the bullpen. No double switch needed because the pitcher spot is about 5 spots away or 6 spots away. So Carroll will be in there to face Richie Hebner to start things off. Richie Hebner. Final line on Gullett. He went 7 innings, gave up, let's see, 3, 4, 5 hits and no runs. So did very, very well for himself. Didn't walk anybody. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got him for allowing, did I say 5 hits? Yep, 5 hits. No runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Or did I say 3? 4 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 strikeouts. My bad. So 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Definitely just what Sparky was looking for. Hello, ID. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Here's Carroll to Richie Hebner. 6-3 is a walk chance, and that'll be a leadoff walk to Richie Hebner. Walks at a 9, -2 is a 7, but the 6 fits. So Richie Hebner draws the leadoff walk, and that's not what Sparky wants. You don't want your relief pitchers coming in and walking guys. That'll bring up Duffy Dyer. Now they could pinch hit for Dyer, and I think they will. And Manny Sanguian has picked up a bat and will hit for Dyer. He's a much better hitter at 328 versus the 227. So Sanguian is up to pinch hit, and he would stay in the game to catch in the 9th. So Sanguian is on. He's obviously not a very good catcher, but they need his offense, not his defense. So Sanguian against Carroll. 2-2. The pitcher result 1-7 is a single. That's a 1. It's a single. S1 for Manny Sanguian. And the runner, Hebner, who runs at a 3. And S1 to get from first to third, you need a 4. So he will not be able to make it. He's going to have to stop at second base. But the Pirates have 2 on. You get Gullett out of the game, and all of a sudden, you've got some offense coming around. So now here's Frank Tavares, top of the. I'm sorry, I got the pitcher spot's coming up. Demery. So we need a pinch hitter for Demery. And they've got a left-hander, Ed Kirkpatrick. 236 hitter. He's better than Reynolds at 224, so they're going to use Kirkpatrick. Pinch hit. See what he can do. You're in the 8th inning. Reds lead 5-0. Pirates have 2-1 with nobody out. Hello, DJ. How you doing? Carroll, 6-6. Against a lefty, it's an automatic out. And the automatic out will be a ground ball to second, possible double play. He's a 2. Halfway is a 3. The pivot at short is a 0. So it's a 1, 2, or 3 for a double play. 6, that means runners advance. So only play Morgan had was the first. They retire the pinch hitter Kirkpatrick, but the runners do move up 90 feet. Second and third with 1 out. Infield will play back for the Reds, of course. They've got a 5-run lead. They want outs. So any kind of ground ball, they'll allow the run to score. Tavares steps to the plate. He is 1 for 3. Carroll. 5-5. Ballpark going to Three River Stadium. Tavares. 5-3. That's a single. I'm sorry, no, it's a ground ball to. I was looking at 5-4. 5-3 is a ground ball to third, so that's going to score the run. Let's see if the run on second makes it to third. Needs a 6. He didn't get it, so he will hold at second base. But the Pirates are finally on the board as Rose throws to first, and coming in to score will be Richie Hebner, and the Pirates are finally on the board. RBI ground out for Frank Tavares. Sanguin holding at second base. So it's a 5-1 game now for Rennie Stennett. You never know what I'm up to, ID. I can be up to a lot of things. All right, Carroll to Stennett. 3-2 is a hit by pitch. He's a 4 plus 5 is a 9, but that's an 11, so no hit by pitch. Stennett will swing instead. 1-2, it's a question mark 9. And against a right-hander, it goes to 16. That's a 12. That's a triple for Rennie Stennett. So an RBI triple for Rennie Stennett, and Clay Carroll not the answer. 2 runs have come in, and the Reds are going to be going to the bullpen. With lefty Al Oliver coming up, they're going to the lefty Will McEnany out of the pen, as Sparky has seen enough of Clay Carroll. So Will McEnany, the lefty, will be coming on for the Reds. And now a 5-2 ball game. And if he completes the rest of the game without giving up the lead, he actually qualifies for a save, since the tying run is in the hole. So on deck. So 2 outs. Al Oliver is up there to face Raleigh Eastwick, and the Pirates really don't have any pinch hitters remaining other than Willie Randolph. That's right-handed, and you're not going to pinch hit for Oliver anyway. So McEnany, 4-3, and that is a range play. We go to Al Oliver for a range check. 2-6, that's a fly to center. Again, that is Geronimo's range is a 4. And he can't get it. It's going to drop for a base hit. Is it a single or a double? It's a double. So Al Oliver with an RBI double just out of the range of Geronimo. You could argue he should have been rated a 5 and not a 4, but since he's rated a 4, that's going to drop in for a double. RBI double for Al Oliver. That run is charged to Carroll. He's going to be charged with 3 runs allowed in 2/3 of an inning. And the inning continues. And now Bob Robertson, the batter. McEnany trying to get out of this mess. And Bob Robertson kills lefties, so they're going to take McEnany out of there and bring in Raleigh Eastwick and try to close the deal. They're going to ask him to get a 4-out save, which in 1975 was nothing unusual. But he is their closer, and they're going to him right now. It's 5-3, and they don't want to give the Pirates any more hope than they already did. Eastwick, 6-3, possible wild pitch. 10, though, is not a wild pitch. So Eastwick will, after ball 1, will pitch 2-6 at a range play at Three River Stadium. So we're going to Three River Stadium for a range check. 1-1, it's a blank. We're going to the rare play chart. Just what we needed is a rare play with men on base. So rare play with men on base. And I'll put this up here so you can see it. Rare play, men on base. And we roll a 65. 65 says 3-2 pitch called, a ball for a walk. The catcher argues and gets thrown out of the game. So Johnny Bench has just been ejected as he's arguing the balls and strikes with the home plate umpire, and he just got ejected. So Johnny Bench will have to leave the ball game, and Bill Plummer will have to come on and catch. So Plummer will have to come in for Bench, who's just been tossed. And ironically, Plummer will lead off the top of the 9th. So wow, Plummer is going to take the place of Bench. Obviously nowhere near as good defensively. He's got a +2 arm, which is horrible. 3.5, air rating of 8, and a +2 arm. So things getting more interesting as we go. So the walk to Robertson puts 2 on. Tying runs are on base. The go-ahead run is at the plate, and Richie Zisk. That's why I think RJL said no lead is safe and inside pitch. I think you're seeing Exhibit A right here. All right, Eastwick now trying to bear down and get out of this mess. 4-6, that's a blank to a righty. Zisk, 2-1, and against a right-hander, that's a ground ball to Morgan to end the inning. Pirates send 8 to the plate. 3 of them score. And we go to the ninth. It is 5-3 in favor of Cincinnati. And the Pirates will bring in Dave Justy, their last pitcher out of the bullpen, to pitch the ninth. Eastwick will stay in there to try to close it out, presumably. So Dave Justy is on. So for the Pirates, they got 3 runs. They do it on 1, 2, 3 hits, and they left 2 on. So, ninth inning we go. 5-3, Reds holding on. Thought it was going to be a cakewalk, but it's gotten a little more interesting as some rare plays and some chippiness have come along. So Bill Plummer coming in to hit for the ejected Johnny Bench against Dave Justy. 5-5 strikeout chance got him. So Plummer is out of there. 1 away for Tony Perez. Surprisingly, Perez is 0 for 3 with a walk. He struck out twice. Has not joined the hit parade. 5-2 is a blank. Go to Perez. 5-3, and that is a question mark 7 against righties. It goes to a 10, but that's a 16, so it's just going to be a fly to left. 2 down, and Perez has had a day to forget. Amongst all this hitting, he has had a rough game. Here's Foster. He's 1 for 4. Justy 1-1, strikeout 10, got him. So Dave Justy, a 1-2-3 ninth, puts his team right back in the dugout. And we go to the bottom of the ninth as Reds fans are saying no to the ninth inning magic routine. Coming up for the Pirates, it will be Parker, Hebner, and Sanguine. Parker, Hebner, and Sanguine, and if anybody gets on a pinch hitter for Justy, and they'll have to go to one of their starters to come in relief, and they'll have to use Craig Reynolds to pinch hit, or Willie Randolph, one of the 2. But let's see if he gets to that. First of all, here's Parker. Eastwick to Parker, 3-1, home run question mark. It's a lefty. It's a 1-6, but that's a 20. So nothing doing there. Parker 6-3, single pass first base. So here we go. Tying run is now at the plate, and Richie Hebner. And this is probably one I should have double switched and forgot to do it. Sitting there bemoaning the double switches, then when it's time to do a double switch, I forget about it. That figures. All right, here's Eastwick now. Strategy rolls still off. So. Eastwick 1-1 blank. We go to Hebner. 3-1, ground ball to second, could be a double play. He's a 2. Halfway makes it a 3. The pivot's a 0. 1-3 is if it's a 1-3, it's a third double play turned by the Reds today. Oops, didn't make it. Let me try it again. And it is. That's a third double play the Reds have turned on the Pirates. And boy, if they want to think about what cost them, they can think about these double plays. Quickest way to kill a rally, double play. Pirates down to the last out. It's Manny Sanguine. Eastwick 3-6 is a range play. We go to Sanguine. 6-5 is a fly to right field. We're checking the range of Griffey. His range is a 2. 1-2, the ball game's over. Anything else continues. It's a 6. It's going to drop in. Is it going to be a double? No, it's a single for Sanguine. Keeps the ball game going. And now we have to have a pinch hitter for Justy. And let's see who they got left on the bench. They got Willie Randolph and Craig Reynolds. Randolph hits a $180, or $160 rather. So Craig Reynolds, it is a lowly 224 hitter. But he's going to be in there to try to keep the game going against Raleigh Eastwick. Eastwick has faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eastwick is now tired. He has faced 6 batters. Reynolds is batter number 7. So Eastwick is tired and would have to come out if he gets a pitcher result. Eastwick 1-5 range play, but they are back since there's 2 outs. 4-4, it's a fly to center. So again, it's Geronimo. He's a 4. Last time we rolled a 5 and he didn't get it because he was a 4 when he should have been a 5. But he's going to get a chance to redeem himself right here. 1-4 and the ball game's over. It's over. As Geronimo hauls it in and the ball game is over. Reds made it a lot harder than it should have been. A lot harder than it should have been. For the Pirates, they got 2 hits and they left 1 on, but no runs. And there's your ball game, 5-3. Historically, it was 12-7, but this one was probably just as wild. 5-3. The Pirates made 2 errors. The Reds did not make any errors. And hits, let's see, we got the Reds for 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got them for 11 hits unofficially. And for the Pirates, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10. I've got them for 10 hits. So unofficially, this is all unofficial. Unofficially, I've got the Pirates winning the game, or I'm sorry, the Reds winning the game 5-3. 5-11-0 for Cincinnati, 3-10-2 for the Pirates. Winning pitcher is Don Gullett. Losing pitcher is Bruce Kison, and Raleigh Eastwick picks up the save. So with the loss, now the Pirates now drop a full game back as they go to 71-56. They're 2 games back in the loss column to Philadelphia. Cincinnati improved to 86-41, and they take a 7.5 game lead over the Giants and the Dodgers. So Philadelphia Phillies love this result. They're now a full game in the lead. That's three losses in a row for the Pirates now. And it doesn't get any better for the Pirates because they got to play on Sunday. They got to play a doubleheader against these Reds, and it doesn't look good for them. So could see a Philly and Cincinnati NLCS in this thing. We never know how it's going to turn out. You got it right, Mr. Rawlings. No Tabby. She was in here, and then about the second inning, she was crying. Actually, before I even started the recording, she was crying. I didn't know what she wanted. I started petting her, and then all of a sudden, she wanted to walk to the door and leave. So I said, okay. So she didn't want to be in here. Can't help that. Can only control what I can control. So there you have it. Next Saturday, we've got the Yankees and the Royals from the Yankee Stadium. As in the American League, that those 2 teams are fighting for division titles. So again, trying to show games that are pertinent to the playoffs. Reds hold on to win it by the score of 5-3 tomorrow night on the ESPN Sunday night game of the week. It is the Minnesota Twins visiting the Chicago White Sox in replay baseball, 1993 style. And then probably on Tuesday, we'll be looking at another Yankees payoff pitch game where they will be back home after they finish with the road series with the Orioles. They'll be back home to take on the Chicago White Sox. And we'll be doing a video on that probably Tuesday or Wednesday, either one, I'm not sure which. But anyway, that's going to go from here as the Pirates fall short to the Reds. Fell behind 4-0 in the first, could never recover. Made it interesting in the 8th, but Eastwood came in and kind of squelched whatever thoughts of a rally they might have had. Be sure to tune in to RJL tonight if you want to see the Pirates, the modern version of the Pirates, 2016. You can watch them taking on the Houston Astros tonight in inside pitch action around 7:15ish, probably 7:30, 7:15ish Eastern time. Inside pitch 2016, as we have Joe Musgrove against Ivan Nova from PNC Park, not Three Rivers. So let's go from here. Hope you all enjoyed that presentation of the NBC Game of the Week on Inside Pitch. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I'll see you all down the road.